The Atlanta Falcons just made a move that's got people talking, and honestly, it might end up being one of the smartest picks of the whole draft. In the fourth round, the Falcons grabbed Billy Bowman, the dynamic safety out of Oklahoma. And folks, there's a lot more here than just a regular pick. Billy Bowman ain't just another dude off the board. This guy's a straight baller from Denton, Texas, a local legend who stayed close to home and put in work at Oklahoma. He became a 3-year starter for the Sooners, playing just an hour from where he grew up. That's the kind of hometown pride and loyalty you can't teach. You love seeing that kind of heart in a young player. Now check this out. Over his 3 years at Oklahoma, Bowman picked off 11 passes. 6 of those came just in the 2023 season. That's not something you just stumble into. That's instincts. That's understanding the game at a high level. He started every single game that year, earned first-team All-American honors, and was first-team All-Big 12. Dude was a certified stud. Sure, 2024 wasn't quite the same crazy production, only 2 picks, and the tackle numbers dipped a little, but it's not like he fell off. He still played at a high level and capped his career by winning Oklahoma's Don Key Award. That award's about more than just football. It's about leadership, character, and hard work. That's who the Falcons are getting here. Not just a good football player, a locker room leader from day one. Physically, Bowman's not going to walk into the building and scare people. He's about 5'10" and 192 pounds. So he's not your classic monster safety who's laying dudes out. But where he wins, upstairs. Football IQ through the roof, elite instincts, lightning-fast play recognition. He just sees the game differently. Ran a 4.42 40-yard dash too. Good, not Tyreek Hill speed, but definitely enough to hang with NFL receivers, especially when he's reading the play 2 steps ahead. Now, yeah, he's got to keep working on some stuff, getting stronger, being a little more consistent with tackling. But come on, man, it's a 4th-round pick. Day 3 is all about swinging for upside. If he ends up being a solid special teamer or a rotational piece in the secondary, that's already a win. And if he hits his ceiling, buddy, the Falcons might have just stolen a future star. But here's the thing with Billy Bowman. This dude's got a ceiling that says he can be way more than just a role player. He's got the potential to be a serious piece of Atlanta's secondary for years to come. And if you step back and look at what the Falcons are doing, it makes even more sense. They didn't just randomly pull Bowman's name out of a hat. They've been quietly building something legit in that safety room. Remember, they already went out and snagged Xavier Watts from Notre Dame in the 3rd round, another All-American with crazy ball skills. Adding Bowman right after that might seem like a little much to some people, but to anyone who actually understands the modern NFL, it's a genius move. You cannot have too much talent in your secondary, especially when you're in a league stacked with quarterbacks who can spin it all over the yard. You've got veterans like Jordan Fuller bringing that real NFL starting experience. You've got young dudes like DeMarco Hellams, not Helms by the way, coming back healthy after missing last season with an ankle injury. Now you're adding 2 rookies with major upside? That safety group went from a question mark to a straight-up strength overnight. 4 quality safeties for 4 spots. That's how you survive a 17-game grind and still have juice left for the playoffs. And it's not just me hyping this up. Dane Brugler, one of the most respected draft experts out there, had some serious praise for Bowman. He pointed out that even though Bowman isn't the biggest or strongest dude, he's one of the best movers in the whole class. High football IQ, ultra competitive, versatile as hell. That kind of guy is pure gold for a defense that needs players who can wear multiple hats. So how does this all fit into the Falcons' bigger draft plan? Let me tell you, this front office is playing chess while a lot of other teams are playing checkers. They made a bold move early, trading up and getting a dude like James Pierce Jr. in the first round, going after their guys, not just sitting around hoping talent falls to them. Then they double down by adding an All-American safety in Watts and now snag Bowman too. If these two young guys hit, you've got two high-upside starters on cheap rookie deals locked in for the next 4 years. That's how you build a winning team. And guess what? Atlanta's not even done yet. They still have a 7th-round pick coming up. Maybe they go offensive line, maybe wide receiver, maybe they add another defensive piece. We'll dive into those possibilities in a second, but the big picture, it's crystal clear. The Falcons aren't just patching up holes, they're stacking quality players and setting themselves up for a run. Now the big question, can Billy Bowman push for a role early on? Absolutely. Zooming out and looking at the Falcons' draft strategy this year, it feels like a deliberate, focused reset of key positions. And not in a panicky, throwing darts at the board kind of way either. This team knows exactly where it wants to go, and they're laying the tracks to get there, piece by piece. After locking in foundational players like James Pierce Jr. and Xavier Watts, going out and grabbing Billy Bowman in the 4th round sends a loud and clear message. The Falcons are dead serious about tightening up the back end of that defense for the long haul. Bowman's arrival also shakes up the locker room dynamic in the best possible way. Competition, baby. It breeds excellence. You've got Jordan Fuller likely starting the season at safety, Xavier Watts breathing down his neck, and now Billy Bowman ready to scrap for snaps too. That means nobody's getting comfortable. Every rep in practice matters. Every preseason snap matters. Every film session becomes crucial. When you've got young players pushing each other like that, it speeds up their development like crazy. All of a sudden, you're not just looking at a good safety room, you're looking at a dangerous one. And Bowman's value goes way beyond just what he brings individually. His ability to play all over the secondary, cover the slot, drop deep, come down and hill against the run, gives Atlanta's defense a ton of flexibility. Jimmy Lake, the Falcons' new defensive coordinator, is going to absolutely love that. In today's NFL, where offenses are shifting, motioning, and scheming up matchups constantly, having a guy like Bowman who can move around without blinking is absolute gold. Don't forget about special teams either. That's the real bread and butter for rookies trying to make an early impact. Bowman's motor is nonstop. He's willing to stick his nose in and tackle, even though he's a little undersized. That projects him as a dude who can immediately be a difference maker on coverage units. That's how you stick on an NFL roster early. That's how you earn more snaps on defense later. Looking ahead to that final pick in the 7th round, the Falcons have options. They could go offensive line, maybe find a center to groom behind Drew Dalman, or a swing guard to push for depth. Wide receivers, another spot to watch, especially after losing Avery Williams. Or they could just go best player available, which honestly feels like the smartest move after stacking up such a solid draft class so far. When you step back and look at the full 2025 Falcons draft class, you've got potential starters like James Pierce Jr., plug-and-play defenders like Xavier Watts, and high-upside depth like Billy Bowman. Add in free agent vets like Morgan Fox and Jordan Fuller, and you're starting to see something real being built. Not just for this season, but for the next 5 years if they keep drafting and developing like this. And the best part, Falcons fans, it feels like this is just the beginning. The arrow is pointing way up in Atlanta, and the Dirty Birds are building something serious.